Coach's Corner is your source. Baseball, football, soccer, and hoops. The Coach's Corner has the scoop. It's the Coach's Corner with Andy.
Covering Tri-State sports, it's the Coach's Corner with Andy on 92.1 The GOAT.
It's the Coach's Corner.
Hey, welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm Andy. We've got Sean Moats here. Sean, thanks for joining me again. We had you on back in, I can't even remember when it was. Before your last regional championship powerlifting competition you had, because we talked about you leading up to that. I think it was in October. Because it was a good it was a good ways before that. But just want to say congratulations, first of all. You placed first in that USPC Regional Championship back in March. Congratulations for that. That qualifies you for the national meet that's coming up in November. We'll touch on all that in a little bit. We'll get into your plan, how you prepare for that, all that good stuff. But first, I want to touch on one very, very important matter. Your Washington Capitals. I'm so sorry. They've been eliminated. Were the Hurricanes really that good? There you go. Yeah, put Ovi front and center because he deserves it.
Honestly, I think, yes, Carolina's a good team, but Washington, I think they fizzled out. Like, they had a lot going on this year with Ovi getting the record. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of people put focus on that, and they just kind of lost sight of the end goal. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. You know, there's always next year. I've been saying that for a
I heard
long
he's
time.
coming back, right? So
Yeah, he's coming back. Yep.
you'll have Ovi for at least another year, so maybe he can lead him to one last championship
One last
for him next year.
Go out in the sunset. Russian machine never break.
That'll be the storyline for next season. So I also want to talk a little bit about the NFL. You're a Carolina Panthers fan, and they had a pretty decent draft.
I was happy with it.
Yeah,
They got really good. They got, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in the draft this year, best pure wide receiver, Tet McMillan. So I'm excited.
Yep.
I've been saying this every year that I'm excited, and I get to see about 4 wins. So maybe we'll double the total.
I definitely think Bryce Young was the winner of that draft. You know, getting McMillan as a wide receiver and some other weapons as well. They'll be a fun team to watch for sure. At least you'll have fun on Sundays, hopefully seeing lots of touchdowns scored.
Yep. I think Bryce Young's come a long way. I think he's shown flashes, and I think this is a year that he finally takes that last big step. So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, I hope so, because I've always been a Bryce Young fan. I felt bad for the guy when he got benched, but then he got his second opportunity. Unfortunately, it was at an accident that Andy Dalton had, but, you know, things happen, the chips fall where they may, and, you know, you take advantage of the opportunity when you have it, and he did just that. So let's get into a little bit about your powerlifting competitions. So first of all, I want to go back to March, where you placed first at those regional championships, and they were in Frederick, right? I think. Is that correct?
Yep. This was in Frederick.
Yep. So I saw you said that you set 2 meet personal records. What records did you set for that meet there? Do you remember?
That one, it was my squat and deadlift, which are weird because those are not my bread and butter.
I was going to say, you're like a bench press guy, right?
I'm a big bencher, but it was weird. Like, the bench I had that day was the worst that I've ever had at a comp. So some days it's there, some days it's not. Anybody that's competed before will tell you that. Some days you can go into training or a meet and think that you're going to lift the world up, and it just doesn't happen for you. So I think that's the same with really any sport. And it's some days it's there, some days it's not. So
yeah, it's just life too. I mean,
right, true.
You set a personal record too. Tell us a little about the personal record. You'd been chasing it for a little bit, and you finally achieved that at the last meet. What record was that you finally broke for yourself?
Yeah, so it's total, like your total between your 3 lifts. I've been chasing 1,400, so 1,400 for, 5 years.
Man, that's like 6.5 of me.
I've come close. The last one I did one in January. I missed my last lift, so I missed it by 13 pounds, and I just left feeling deflated. And then March, I just dialed it in and finally hit it. So
the way you said that there, when you said you just left, just feel like you didn't meet and you're like, I'm out. I'm leaving.
I'm out. Yeah.
No, but good. I'm glad you achieved that goal. That's a lot of weight. Tell us a little bit about who you train with, where you do most of your training for your powerlifting competitions. I know you were previously working at Hagerstown Sports Club and Fitness, which you've moved on from to a different avenue in your career path. But do you still work out there? Do you have a certain place that you work out? A certain I don't know, powerlifting, like are there clubs? I don't know how does that work?
Yeah. So I still lift there. I kind of split my time. I like lifting there, one, because it's so close and that's still home for me. But then also at East Coast Training Asylum up in Waynesboro, that's, as far as like this area, that's the only real powerlifting gym we have. So shout out to Clint, Clint Lance. He's one of my training partners. Awesome guy. Little plug for their gym up there in Waynesboro. Anybody that wants to get into powerlifting, that's the place to go. So Clint Lance, him and I train together. Another huge one for me that really got me back into the sport is Morgan Turner. Morgan Turner from Hagerstown, literally one of the strongest women in the country. And she's also one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Super humble. Will teach anybody, if they want to learn how to do anything, she's right there to help them. So I train with Clint, Morgan, Jack, also up at East Coast Training Asylum. A lot of the times I'm by myself though, which could be a gift and a curse because I don't have anybody to push me. It's just me. So I'm going into this nationals meet. I've decided to do the bulk of my entire prep up at East Coast Training Asylum because I feel like I can get the most out of my training there with the guys around me. So that's going to be where I put my focus.
Cool. Awesome.
So,
yeah, they sound like a great group of people. Do they compete as well in these meets with you?
Yep. So that's actually how I met Clint, was at a meet.
Oh, okay.
And we've been buddies ever since.
Awesome. So what goes into training for one of these powerlifting competitions? Are you training so many days a week? What are you eating, like, nutrition wise? Do you walk us through just a day? I mean, I know normally you're like you like your cheat days, right? I mean, who doesn't?
So my nutrition to me is a joke. And everybody always asks me like for nutrition plans, whatever, and I literally eat pizza at least 3 times a week. Tacos.
I've witnessed it, yes.
I don't like. You were there when I used to go to Taco Bell and bring that into CC's and eat both.
Yep. And I've been to Ocean City with you too, so I've seen you.
I just don't limit. But that's also like I want to dial it in. Like weight's not an issue for me. Like I can always make weight, but I definitely, I'm getting a little older, so I need to get that in gear. But for me, like I eat a lot of Italian stuff, so it's really carb heavy. So you need carbs for energy to work out. A lot of protein. As far as the training itself goes, I'm also kind of all over the place. But that's why I want to go to East Coast because there I know they have their lifts on certain days. So that's going to keep me in track. Because right now I just kind of listen to my body and do whatever I feel that day, which that's a good thing. It's
I've always saying pizza, right?
And pizza, yeah, pizza, beer. But you know your body. Like last night I did squats. I had planned on doing my accessories for legs today, but that's not going to happen. My legs are just so sore, so we'll do something else. I usually train 5 days a week, maybe 6, but a lot of it just I'm like addicted to the gym. It's weird. Like if I don't go, I just feel bad. There's a lot of people that feel like that, but it's definitely therapeutic. So.
Well, yeah, it becomes part of your life, and that's a good thing. And it honestly, I think we've talked a little bit about this before, where you were saying how people are amazed that you eat whatever you want and you're still able to achieve the heights of your goals that you want, and you're like, well, I work out almost every day of the week, so why can't I eat what I want?
Right.
So
And the problem is, if I were to not work out like I do, I'd be over 300 pounds. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Of non-muscle.
Right. The doughboy over here.
Yeah, right. So let's talk a little bit about the national meet coming up. It's the America's Championship. It's in November. I think I saw you mention it's in the Pittsburgh area. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's right outside Pittsburgh in Washington,
Okay.
PA. I think it's like 15, 20 minutes out.
Nice.
But yeah, November 1st and 2nd. It's a 2-day event. It's a total of, I think, up to 160 lifters. So it's
Wow.
a big event. This is the first time I've ever qualified for it, so I'm excited.
So what did you have to do to qualify for it? Did you have to lift so much at the regional, or did you have to place, or
So
what do you have to meet in order to get in?
um, you basically, at any regional meet that the USPC puts on, you just have to place, I
Okay.
think, top three.
Huh.
So I don't know how many they have per year, like in different areas, but you just need to place, I believe it's top three, and then you qualify. So,
Oh, that's easy for you, right?
ah,
Ah, hey, you know what? I've seen you lift, and you look, dude. I can't do what you do. Props to you. But you mentioned there's a lot of other lifters at the nationals rather than the regional meets. What else differs between a regional and national meet? Is obviously the competition's probably a little bit higher. There's more people lifting. Is there anything else that differs?
um, not that I know of. Definitely, like, there's going to be more competition there because it is the national meet.
Yeah, I
Um,
would imagine the atmosphere is a little different as
yeah,
well, probably.
a little more intense.
Yeah.
The last one I did in Frederick, I believe there were some people up from North Carolina, so it's pretty far to travel. But there's going to be people from all over the country at this one, so
Yeah.
I'm excited to meet new people and just kind of. I'm a big fan of picking people's brains and learning how they attack training, and just going from that and using that as motivation. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and that's the cool part about it too is those connections that you do make, and who knows what could happen even if you get up there. I'm not saying this will happen to you. I think you'll do excellent. But who say you get up there and the day just doesn't go how you want it to go, but you make connections to where you have opportunities in the future, so you're still winning,
Right.
and that's a great thing to have in
Yeah.
your back pocket. Now, the regional championship or the regional meet that you went to that you mentioned, it was a drug tested division that you competed in. This will be the same.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
So a lot of power lifters get that question. Oh, do you take steroids? Do you do this? And a lot a
All
lot of
the
them
time.
a lot
All
of
the
them,
time.
especially with these meets, don't obviously because they test them. But you're all raw power, baby,
That's
and
right. Yep.
I've witnessed it. Not well. It's-
Whoa.
I've never played the contact sport with you. Like you play football and all that, but we played like basketball and stuff together and stuff. And you're a physical beast, so I'll give you that much.
I love you too.
Yeah, thanks. But so walk us through how the day usually goes for you at a meet, from the time you get up to the time you're competing. Do you do anything special? Do you have any rituals or any type of like routines that you have to stick to?
So it's the way it works. You weigh in the morning before or evening before.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I usually need to cut 3 to 5 pounds, which is easy. I just need to watch what I'm eating that day and not drink as much water. And then,
Yeah, I'd say most of it's
the,
probably water weight. Yeah.
right. So once you make weight, the rest of the day for me anyway, it's just getting in fluids, eating the right foods. Again, I do pizza before. That works for me. I'll have one large pizza from Tony's down in Williamsport.
Oh yeah, the best.
Yep. The morning of, again, it's usually got to get there early. It's an early morning. I like to get a pack of Reese cups. Again, this is my diet. It's terrible. I'll get a pack of
Sounds
Reese
amazing.
cups and eat that on the way just to get something light in my stomach. I don't work out with like food in my stomach. I like working out on an empty stomach. So
Mm.
I'll put something light just like those. And then throughout the day, I'll have the little Uncrustables. Those are
Oh, ooh,
those are
like
clutch.
those.
They're simple. You don't have to heat them up. You just unwrap them and you're good to go.
They're decent for you too. I mean, think about
Yeah,
it.
well, yeah. But
In a way, they're better
the other,
better than some of the stuff you choose
yeah.
to eat.
So Uncrustables, water, Gatorade, the little liquid IV packets. Go
Hmm.
through those like crazy. And then usually something to spike your insulin, just something with sugar in it. A lot goes into play, and a lot of that I learned from Morgan. She's literally got world records. So why would I not listen to what she does? So
exactly. I have one question. When people work out, they have music in their ears. Are you allowed to listen to music while you power lift, or does it have to be
so
in these
when
competitions?
when you're on the platform, like competing, you can't have anything on.
Okay.
Now you can.
Makes sense because I guess you need to hear.
Right. I'll do headphones like when I'm on deck, they call it, when I'm next up, just to kind of get my head right. But no,
now I know what kind of music you listen. I know what kind of music you listen to. So keep it PG here for our family audiences listening. But what do you have on the headphones before you compete?
Lately it's been Pink Pony Club. That's a big jam.
Okay, I wasn't expecting. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like DMX or.
Yeah, well, honestly, DMX. Lately, nobody will know who this is. I highly doubt it. But there's this band called Paleface. They're from, I think, Switzerland. They're pretty heavy. That was my go-to in Frederick, and it seemed to do well. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're more the heavy rock metal type of guy, so that does no, cool. I mean, like you said, a lot of people don't know how much preparation goes into just the competition day, let alone what leads up to it. So we appreciate you kind of giving us an insight, letting us see a little bit into your life there, how you prepare for that, and we do appreciate you coming on. Good luck to your Panthers this season. Who do you have in the Stanley Cup now that the Caps are gone? Are you pulling for anybody, or you just like forget it?
I don't. Once they're out, I don't watch it anymore because I just get irritated. But I could see Carolina winning it. They're Rob Brindamore, their coach. He's probably the best in the league in my opinion. Ever since he took over, I think they've been in the playoffs every year, and they're hot. Biggest thing about Stanley Cup playoffs is just getting hot at the right time, and they're there. So.
Well, and then you can say if they do win. You can be like, well, that's why we didn't beat them. They were meant to win the Stanley Cup.
Exactly. It makes
we let them win.
Right.
Hey, Sean, thanks for hanging out, man. It's always a pleasure. Have a good rest of your day, buddy.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
If you'd like to be featured on the Coach's Corner with Andy, email coach at 921thegoat.com.